Hey y'all, welcome back to KAMMA. I'm Khalil Deal,
Mandio.
and we are KAMMA about to talk about UFC Fight Night Denver. This is going to be an interesting card here with Thug Rose Namajunas versus Tracy Cortez, and we're going to talk about our early predictions for the prelims, and we'll just go over the card quickly here, and then we'll get into it. So we got Josh Frem versus Andre Petrovsky for the first fight. After that, we got Montel Jackson versus Damon Blackshear, Luana Santos versus Maria Agapova, Jasmine Jasudavicius versus Fatima Klein, and Joshua Van against Charles Johnson, which is basically the main event of the prelims. All right, so with no further ado, we're going to get right into it, man. Can't wait to talk about this. We missed last week. We had a nice week off. Hope everybody enjoyed it. We're back to the grind here, talking about UFC. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Yeah. So for Josh Fremd and Petrovsky, to me, this is like a battle of the sloshers or something. I don't have much faith in either of these guys. Um, this is kind of a toss-up for me. I'm gonna have to lean slightly with Josh Fremd. I
Oh,
think, yeah, I think he's gonna work the clinch as he normally does. Like he's a pretty boring guy to watch. But Andre Petrovsky, man, I think he finds ways to lose. Like, remember against Jacob Malkoun, how he bumped his head into his ass or something and got flatline knocked out? Yeah, man. Not that Friend hasn't lost because of poor decision making, if memory serves, but like I know Petrovsky has some power. He tries to use takedowns when he doesn't knock himself out, but he does have those looping wide shots. I think Frem has like slightly straighter shots. I think Frem may be slightly tougher, uh, but I think it's gonna probably go down to the wire unless Petrovsky lands one of those big looping shots. Otherwise, I say Frem outlasts him and wins in the end. I say the loser should get cut from the UFC actually.
yeah, I mean, both of these guys, I mean, these are not the best fighters that we got facing each other here. Obviously, Josh Frem lost three out of his last five. Petrovsky lost his last two fights out of his last five. They're both, not looking that great. But yeah, man, it's literally at pick'em odds right now too. The odds are at pick'em odds. So you basically pick your poison, man. I'm gonna go with Andre Petrovsky in this one. So we are in disagreement. Um, I have to go with Andre Petrovsky for the power, man. I think he's got the more powerful strikes. Um, we see that Josh Friend got knocked out in his last fight against Roman Kopylov.
No shame.
There's no shame in that, but still, he did get knocked out. And prior to that, he did beat Jamie Pickett in a unanimous decision. Surprisingly, he did sub Cedricus Dumas in that fight there. Then he lost to Tresean Gore by sub, and he lost to Anthony Hernandez. On the other side, with Petrovsky, he got knocked out by Jacob Malkoun in his last fight, and he
Why
got
is that?
knocked out by
He
Michel Pereira.
by Malkoun's ass.
Yeah, I mean that was it was weird, but Michel Pereira, he's a beast, so no shame in that one. But again, these two bums, man, I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm gonna go with the guy who's got the more power, and I'm gonna go with the guy who I think his job's on the line because if he loses this third fight in a row, I think the UFC is gonna put him out. I think Pedrovsky's fighting for his life, fighting for his job here. I like that he's a better grappler than Josh Frem. I think he's better on the ground. I think he's a better wrestler. Yes, I know that Josh Frem does have some subs there, but I think Petrovsky is going to be able to take him down, lay on top of him for a while, get in some punches. And on the feet, I just think Petrovsky is just a little bit better on the feet. I think his striking is a little bit better. I think he punches way harder and I think that he could catch Josh Frem and possibly knock him out, man. So I'm gonna go with Andre Petrovsky in this one, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at Josh Frem here, and he loses to people to me he really should lose to. One of those guys, and he just beats utter shit. Like he beat Pickett, beat Cedricus Dumas, who I don't think that highly of. he beat Joel Bauman and beat Renato Vellante, right? But he loses to Fluffy Hernandez, loses to Trayshawn Gore, um, and loses to Roman Kopylov. So here basically is the barometer. Is Andre Petrovsky utter shit? Like if he's not, if he is, Fremd is going to beat him, and if he's not, I suppose he'll win. Anyway, yeah. So I'm rolling with Fremd on this one, but very close, just
Yeah,
very
it's literally at pick 'em odds here. So you got to pick your guy. I just like Petrovsky a bit.
yeah.
I think he's going to be the bigger guy, a bit stronger. I think he's going to be a little bit quicker too. Josh Fremd's style is so boring and slow,
Yeah, Josh Fremd is slow too. Yeah.
very sluggish. So I think Petrovsky could catch him with some hard punches or something. It's going to be a weird fight, but I'm going to go with Petrovsky on this one. So we are in disagreement with the first fight of the early prelims. Who knows? It might change on Friday when we do our final predictions. Let's move on up to the next fight. We got Montel Jackson against Damon Blackshear. Now, this is an interesting one, man. I've been kind of going back and forth on this one, man. These fighters are actually too good. I'm actually excited about this one. They're both very good fighters. It's going to be a very interesting fight. Montel Jackson, he's won 4 out of his last 5 fights. Damon Blackshear lost 2 out of his last 5. But man, Damon Blackshear, man, this guy he goes out there, he is a dog, man. This guy goes out there and fights like a beast. He tries hard to get the win, and he does whatever it takes to get the win. He's got good submissions. Montel is more of a knockout type of guy. He's more of a striker. He's less of a grappler. You see his last fight, he knocked out Randy Yaya. He also got a decision win over Julio Arce. He got a decision over JP Bias, who really sucks. And he couldn't even finish him off. He won by unanimous decision. And he knocked out Jesse Strader. Prior to that, he lost to Brett Johns. So, I mean, the fighters that Damon Blackshear fought, now he just lost to Mario Batista, no shame in that. Batista's a beast. He did beat Jose Johnson by submission in that twister. He did knock out Luan Lacerda, who's also pretty feisty.
That was one of the only twisters ever.
Yeah, and he lost to Farid Basharat, who's also a very, very good grappler and wrestler and good fighter there. So no shame in that loss. And he had a decision, actually it was a draw against Yusuf Zalal, who's also very, very good. Man, I'm gonna lean with the dog, Damon Blackshear, man, in this one. I like Montel Jackson. I just think that Damon Blackshear has more ways to win. He's also going to be the younger guy at 29 versus 32-year-old Montel. I know Montel's going to have a 3.3 inch reach advantage, but man,
He's also going to have a 300-inch size advantage with the hands. Remember, this guy's monster hands.
yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know what that's going to do fighting-wise here, but
I just think that Damon's going to be able to take down Montel Jackson, get him down. I think on the feet, they can both strike pretty well. Damon's still pretty good at striking as well. Pretty powerful guy, pretty strong guy. I just think that he's got more ways to win. I think he's going to take down Montel Jackson, get him on the ground, and possibly get a submission. He's got very good subs. Out of his 14 wins, looking at Damon quickly here, he does have 9 submissions. So he is a very good submission guy. He has 2 wins by knockout, 9 subs, 3 decisions out of those 15 wins. So I think the submission threat is live, and therefore, because of that, I'm going to go with the Damon Blackshear. Who you got here?
a little bit about how they're going to fight, I guess. Like Montel Jackson, definitely the weaker opposition, like you mentioned. I do think he's more technical as a striker, and he's more defensively minded. So it's going to be harder for Blackshear to get at him. And he's also pretty hard to take down. Like his grappling isn't bad either. He can go for some offensive grappling on his own here, but I have a feeling he's going to be defending the takedowns more against Damon Blackshear. The thing about Damon Blackshear in this fight is I don't know if I don't know if he ever fought someone as aggressive as Damon Blackshear. Like he's going to be peppering him with shots. He's going to be like trying for those takedowns when they are on the ground. He's going to be looking for those subs, and it's all going to be due to that aggression. And that's why my pick is going to be Blackshear. I think the experience of the fights
Nice.
that he had are going to be enough to carry him through this fight. Like I like both of
Yeah,
these
and I
guys.
know you were a fan, Andy O, of Blackshear, man.
I'm a fan of Montel Jackson as well, but I'm slightly more a fan of Damon Blackshear.
Yeah.
I like what he's done like lately. I like what he's done in his losses actually. And speaking of which, I think like maybe his most recent loss, I think he should have won that one. What was his most recent fight? Hold on.
Yeah, the last fight he lost to Mario Batista by unanimous decision.
I think he beat Materia Batista in that fight,
Yeah, that
actually.
was a good fight too. Yeah, and Batista's a beast, man. Nothing, there's no shame in losing to him. Batista's very, very good.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the tenacity, the aggressiveness of Montel Jackson, and he hits hard himself, right? And the sub is always there. I don't think he'll get one, but like he's gonna be trying to go for one. So I'm gonna go for let's just say a decision win for Blackshear.
Yeah, and not to mention also, who has Montel Jackson really fought, man? Randy Yaya, he knocked him out. Not the greatest fighter. Julio Arce, not that great. JP Buys sucks. Jesse Strader sucks. Lost to Brett Johns, who sucks. I mean, the fighters that Blackshear fought are way better. Mario Batista, Jose Johnson, Luan Lacerda, Farid Basharat, and Yusuf Zalal. Much better fighters, I find, on that Damon has fought. And I think for those reasons, man, and plus the fact that he's a submission specialist guy, I think that if Montel tries to take him down, he's going to be in for a rude awakening on the ground. I don't think it's his best interest if Montel to go on the ground against Damon, who's got multiple different subs. For those reasons, man, I like Damon here in this one.
I believe he's a dog too. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
Damon is a dog as well. Yeah, I believe he's the dog in this one. Let me just double check quickly. Damon. Yeah, Damon Blackshear is the dog in this one exactly. So I'm going for the dog,
Good.
baby, or for the
Nice.
dog. Yeah, yeah. Damon Blackshear is the pick, and I have him winning by submission or decision in this one.
Okay, next year we got a Luana Santos and Maria Agapova. Okay, so this one here, I'm gonna go with this is one of my huge low-level women dog picks before anything else. I really don't think Luana Santos has fought anybody of substance. Her striking is terrible. I know she has that one knockout win against Stephanie Egger last time, but this is one of those old bitches, Stephanie Egger, who does not belong with the rest of the old bitches, you know? You need aggression, you need staying power, you need feistiness, you need, you know, that kind of presence. Stephanie Egger don't have that, and she don't have the striking either. And that's the only person I believe this one here, Luana Santos, will ever knock out. Agapova's striking is better. The thing with Agapova, I know, yeah, like her takedowns have been her weakness. I disagree with that, only that I believe her gas tank is her weakness here. She was a super favorite a while back against Shanna Dobson, I remember. I picked Shanna Dobson in that fight to win by knockout, and she did. And that paid off huge, Shanna Dobson by knockout. So Agapova was highly regarded like when she came up, right? Sure, she slipped a lot, but her back is really against the wall, and she's batshit crazy. She's like all drugged up, and she's been homeless and like not fun for anybody, you know? But I'm expecting the animal to come out against Luana Santos here. I think she's going to fend off a couple of Santos, hit Luana Santos with something hard, and maybe even knock her out, but probably get a decision. And let's hope her gas tank holds up. What about
Man,
you, Deal Khalil?
man, you got balls the size of grapefruits,
Make
bro.
me proud, bro. Let's go.
Listen, man, there's no way I'm going for Agapova. I gotta go with Luana Santos in this one, man. I'm sorry, man, but Luana Santos has been looking really good lately, man. She's won 4 out of her last 5 fights.
Against Wakalisa Suzon and Barita Rodriguez. Come on. And Juliana Miller, man.
Maria Agapova has lost 3 out of her last 5. 2 losses in a row. Maria Agapova lost to Jillian Robertson by submission. This is something that I want to point out very
That's
important.
not bad.
Yeah, I know Jillian Robertson's great, but here's the thing that I want to talk about. Jillian Robertson was able to sub her. Marina Moroz also subbed her the fight before that. So 2 fights in a row, she lost by submission. Now,
True.
Luana Santos, okay, out of her 7 wins, okay, Luana Santos is an amazing, very, very good grappler.
I
Very,
wouldn't say amazing yet.
I'm going to say she's really good. All right. She has submissions in her repertoire. Now, out of those 7 wins, 3 of them are by sub, 3 are by decision, 1 knockout. Okay. Now, she did not knock out Stephanie Egger. You were wrong about that one. The person that she actually knocked out was the fight before that.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
and it was against,
Juliana Miller.
that's it.
And I apologize for that, but I maintain. Let's just call Miller the worst striker ever, because
Yeah,
she's that bad too.
she won a unanimous decision over Stephanie Egger,
Yeah.
but she knocked out Juliana Miller, who's absolute garbage. Prior to that, she won also by submission. She subbed Bartira Rodriguez in the LFA, and she won a decision against Waleska Souza in the LFA. But in the UFC, she knocked out Juliana Miller and won and beat Stephanie Egger. The thing is this: Luana is very, very good at grappling. I think she's going to take down Maria Agapova, get her on the ground, and she'll do exactly what Jillian did and what Marina did, and get her in either a rear naked choke or an arm triangle choke, which Luana Santos does have that in her repertoire. She's able to get rear naked chokes and arm triangle chokes, submissions, the same way that Maria lost. I like that she's 24 years old. They're both basically at the same height, same reach, pretty much 1.5 inch reach advantage there for Maria. But
Yeah.
I heard the stories about Maria there that she's broke and just trying to fight to get a bit of money there.
Fighting for her life, man.
Hasn't even been able to train properly, man. She
Oh,
doesn't
she's
really
been trained.
have-
She's working on her ground game. She lost in like, wait a minute. Yeah. No. She lost to Jillian Robertson, but that was in grappling. So
and,
she's
and
actually working on her grappling.
right,
Which
and another
seems
thing that's
something.
also scary is that she hasn't fought since a year and 9 months ago against Jillian Robertson, man. A year and 9 months ago. That's a long time. Luana just fought recently against Egger just 6 months and 3 weeks ago.
Where's she supposed to train at a homeless encampment?
You know what I'm saying? So
Come
the
on.
lack of training, man, the losing 3 fights in a row, the fact that she's not that good on the ground,
Yes,
Rex is
subs.
going to take her down. The submission, she's susceptible to subs. I got to go with Luana Santos to win, and I have her winning by submission or decision in the second or third round.
Yeah, it's hard to say. You know what? Agapova could actually surprise Santos with a sub
I would
because
be shocked.
Agapova has more subs than Santos.
Let's
So
take a look. In Agapova's 10 wins, let's take a look and see. Agapova has 5 submissions, 3 knockouts, and 2 decisions. So you're right. She does have a couple more subs there. I just don't think that she's going to be able to do anything with those submissions unless she's able to do something on her back. Because I think Luana is going to take her down and get on top of her. So if Maria can latch up a sub from the back, from the ground, maybe. But I think
yeah,
Luana's going to get her.
yeah. Hey, man, it is a ballsy call by me, but that's what we do here. We try to do ballsy
All
calls.
right, man. So we are in disagreement in the second fight. 2 disagreements now in these prelims. All right, man. So we're gonna move on up the card to the next fight. We have coming up here is Jasmine Juseda Vicious against Fatima Klein. I'm gonna talk about this one here. So I actually watched a video of Fatima Klein versus what the hell was her name? Something Trizzo. I watched it on YouTube. It was one.
It was hard to find shit on her, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I saw the fight with her against a really low level opponent. What was her name? Her name was Sydney Trillo. Okay, I watched this fight on YouTube. Fatima looked absolutely horrible. Now she was fighting a garbage fighter. Okay. And she had a hard time getting her down, had a hard time with she wasn't even really striking that well. Her striking didn't look too good. The times that she did take down Trillo, She had a hard time latching in the submission. She tried to grapple with her and do some ground and pound. The Trillo girl was fighting back. Sydney Trillo, she was fighting back. She stayed alive there for 3 rounds. She finally got the stoppage, and I thought the stoppage was even that was a little weird. It was like 3 seconds left in the third round, and Fatima was ground and pounding her. Finally, the ref came in, but the other girl was still moving around, moving her legs, and still trying to fight. But the ref stopped it. She did not look that great. She should have smoked this other girl in the low level in this low level event that she was in there. And I don't see her standing up against Jasmine Jusudavicius, especially on short notice. I got to go with Jasmine Jusudavicius here. She's just going to be the bigger girl, the stronger girl. I know she's 35 years old, but Jasmine is still looking really good. Fatima is 24, so she'll have the youth advantage there.
Are you saying she's your old bitch?
Not yet, no, not yet, man.
Okay.
She's got a few
Okay.
more years left before that. But
All
uh,
right.
but I like Jasmine, man. I think Jasmine is a very well-rounded fighter, man. She's good on the feet. I think
It,
she's going to strike better than Fatima. I saw the strikes of Fatima. It doesn't look that great. I like the striking on Jasmine. I like the fact that Jasmine can wrestle, and Jasmine also can. She does have submissions. She can get subs. She's decent on the ground. Her takedown defense is very good. So Fatima is going to try to take her down. Uh, I thought Fatima had a hard time taking down these low level fighters. Never mind Jasmine. So the pick for me is going to be Jasmine. Uh, uh, I know that Fatima is coming off, a 5 fight winning streak there. But again, it's against bums in the CFFC league.
that that's not a terrible league, but look, the thing you may be overlooking a little bit with Fatima Klein here is that she is very, very good at BJJ, and she has tons of experience in grappling. Even if you look at her Tapology page, you can see like she's got like 30 or so fights there, and 26 of them are all, or 24 of them are all like her grappling fights, right? Um,
But she was fighting really lower level fighters, man. Like even Sarakova was like this little tiny girl that she
yeah.
knocked out.
Look, this is a tough
She
fight
hasn't
here.
even been using any of her submissions. All of her wins have been by, if you look at her last 5 wins, decision, knockout, decision, and knockout. So she doesn't even use her subs.
Yeah, again, different sport, and I guess it's different looks. But thing is that look, Judah Vicious is one of my like I like her. She's one of the better women fighters I find. She uses her size, her length, her toughness, and her gas tank to win fights. Right, some pretty good kicks now and then, and occasionally she tries to get you down if she's better than you, or if you're tired, and she can just like overpower you and get you down that way. Um, as for her kicks, I don't know if it's a good idea to be kicking too much with Klein, who can potentially catch those kicks and take her down and wind up in better position to try and get one of those subs going. Um, I don't think her striking is that bad, Fatima Klein. I think potentially she has more ways to win this fight than Judah Vicious, but it is short notice for Klein. This is really tough, man. I'm gonna flip a coin here and like say Klein for now. Yeah.
So we
By
have a
let's
disagreement.
yeah, let's say by decision. This pick obviously could change. But I don't know how it would change. Like I know enough about these fighters, I think. So I'm gonna say decision. I don't think Klein's gonna put her away. I think it's gonna be very close. I think potentially even a robbery. So I'm gonna lean with Klein ever so slightly.
All right, we are in disagreement again
Oh.
in 3 out of these 4 fights so far. Wow. Uh, I just wanted to also point out one last thing with Jasmine. I like the people that she's fought against. I mean, Jasmine came off of a nice Dar stroke win submission over Priscilla Cachoeira. She also, prior to that, lost to Tracy Cortez, who's main eventing in this card. She did win a unanimous decision against Miranda Maverick, who's also a very good grappler and submission girl as well. She also beat Gabriela Fernandez, who we saw is pretty tough and pretty strong. She beat her by unanimous decision, and she also beat Natalia Silva by unanimous decision. And Natalia Silva, we saw how good she is. So I just got to go with Jasmine, man. I think she's fought the better fighters, and I don't think Fatima's anywhere close to these fighters that she's fought, and I don't think Fatima on short notice has a chance here. So I got Jasmine in the bag here for this one. All right. So moving on up the card to the final fight of the prelims, the main event of the prelims, we got Joshua Van against Charles Johnson.
Yeah, so Joshua Van here. Look, this is going to be my pick, Joshua Van. Uh,
Yeah,
he
nice.
he's super young, but he's remaining active here. He has decent knockout power, but he really applies that after he really works your body, which I love because I feel like it's a lost art, man. People don't target the body enough, and most MMA like fighters don't have the greatest body defense on top of that, and it just opens up like the headshots as well. Um, what I what I think about Charles Johnson is that he's like his striking is not completely there. It's a little too wonky and it doesn't look like completely put together. And the only times it does look half decent is when his opponent tires out. Because one thing about Charles Johnson is that he has a great gas tank. Even at his age in this light weight class, I don't think he's going to be tiring too much. Uh, but he doesn't have the finishing ability that Van does. Not that Van's going to finish him, although there's a first time for everything. But I do think Van will win a decision here against Charles Johnson. Um, he to me, Charles Johnson just doesn't put it all together. And he impressed me last time against Felipe Burns here, who's not that bad. He beat Jalga Jamugulov before that, Joshua Van, in a split decision. And that was a tough fight, for a young guy. Jalgas, I know the judges hate him, but like he always makes it close and he's such a grinder, right? Even though he loses all his fights. So I'm going with Joshua Van here by decision. Because
Finally, we agree now on a fight here. Yeah, me too. I got to go with Joshua Van here, man.
Charles Johnson is gold on decisions, eh? So
The only fear I have here is the height and reach advantage that Charles Johnson has. He's going to have a 4-inch significant height advantage there at 5'9" to 5'5". He also is going to have a 5-inch reach advantage. That's another thing that I'm a bit concerned about. I do think that Charles Johnson is a good dog, and we will talk about that in the betting. But I like that, Joshua Van coming off a 5-fight winning streak. I mean, Charles Johnson, he has picked up a couple of wins recently, but he was on a 3-fight losing streak. At first, he had lost to Ode Osborne by split decision. Then he lost to Cody Durden by unanimous decision. Then he lost to Rafael Estevan. Then he picked up a couple of wins against Azat Maksum and Jake Hadley. On the other side, Joshua Van, he just beat Felipe Bunes by knockout. He won a unanimous decision over Kevin Borjas. And also, like you were talking about, that split decision on Zalgas Magulov. And then prior to that, he had a couple wins in Fury in the lower level event. But I like Joshua Van in this one. I think he's going to be the faster guy. I think that he's, not to mention, folks, this is going to be in Denver. So it's going to be in Colorado, high elevation. People are going to get tired out a lot faster in this one. Look out for that, man. Most people are getting tired out when they fight in high elevation. So I think that Charles Johnson might gas out,
no way.
trying to grapple too much. I don't know if he's going to use that as a technique, but Joshua Van's the better boxer, the better striker, and like you said, the hits to the body, I think is going to tire him out. So
That's going to be the key.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no, he's not going to finish him though. Charles Johnson just don't get finished, but it's those body shots. I'm telling you, and once he really cracks Johnson with that, it's essentially over for him. And with the height and reach advantage, I'm not even too worried about that because I don't even remember Charles Johnson like with his wacky punching and level kind of weird changes or fakes that he even uses his reach advantage very well. So I don't really have any fear of Joshua Van getting in there and really like laying on the beats, man, like stomach wise and then up top.
All right, there you have it, folks. We are in disagreement with 3 out of the 5 fights in the early prelims. Let's hope that in the main card it gets better. All right, so like and subscribe, folks. KAMMA, let's get it.
KMMA, baby. Woo!
Peace out, folks.